Right, moving on, in a major blow to Uddhav government, the Supreme Court has set aside the Maharashtra Assembly's resolution to suspend 12 BJP MLAs for a year for alleged unruly behaviour. The top court, while hearing the matter, has ruled that suspension of the legislators for a year is null, unconstitutional, illegal and irrational. The Supreme Court observed that a one-year suspension of BJP MLAs is excess and that it is beyond the permissible limit. The court added that no MLA can be suspended beyond an assembly session.
महाराष्ट्र की आघाड़ी सरकार जिन्होंने बिन लोकतांत्रिक पद्धति से, बिन लोकशाही पद्धति से एक एक आमदारों को जिस प्रकार से निलंबित करने का, 12 आमदारों को निलंबित करने का काम किया, उसके मुंह पर एक चपराक दी है। लोकशाही के जतन का काम सरकारों का होना चाहिए, विधानसभा में और विधानसभा के बाहर भी। लेकिन आघाड़ी की सरकार जिस प्रकार विधानसभा में और विधानसभा के बाहर लोकशाही की हत्या कर रही है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसे सही जवाब दिया है। सर्वोच्च न्यायालय का हृदय से खूब खूब धन्यवाद और ये लोकतंत्र की विजय है।
आज माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालयाने आम्हा 12 आमदारांचं निलंबन रद्द करून एक ऐतिहासिक निर्णय आणि या महाभकास आघाडीला एक मोठी चपराक दिलेली आहे। आम्ही 12 आमदारांचं निलंबन हेतुपुरस्पणे खोडसाळ बुद्धीनं आणि निष्ठुर पद्धतीनं हे निलंबन आणि आमच्या जनतेच्या हक्काला वंचित ठेवण्यासाठी निलंबन केलं होतं।
सर्वोच्च न्यायालयाने आज 12 निलंबित आमदारांच्या विषयी दिलेला निर्णय हा लोकशाहीचा विजय असून पुन्हा एकदा महाभकास आघाडी सरकारचं त्यांच्या हुकुमशाही कारभाराला आणि प्रवृत्तीचं थोबाड फोडणारा हा निर्णय आहे।
The Supreme Court, while passing the order on the suspension of Maharashtra BJP MLAs, made some strong observations on the behaviour legislators in the House have to maintain. The court said that it's high time MPs and MLAs evolve and adhere to good practices. The court advised legislators making optimum use of the quality time of the House is the need of the hour, and that aggression during debates has no place. It further added that it strongly denounces undemocratic activities in the House. Right, so this is the latest as far as Supreme Court on the suspension of MLAs is concerned. The important part is the Supreme Court also sending a message to MPs and the MLAs as to how they should be behaving inside the assembly. The Supreme Court told legislators that there is a need to evolve, adhere to good practices, denounce undemocratic activities. Aggression during debates has no place. Make optimum use of the House. The quality time of the House is precious, and resolve complex issues congenially. So this is the latest coming in as far as the Supreme Court is concerned. This after the Supreme Court revoked the one-year suspension of 12 BJP MLAs, calling it null, unconstitutional, illegal and irrational. For more on this, I am joined by Meenakshi on the broadcast. Meenakshi, thank you for joining us. Important observations by the Supreme Court there on the conduct of the legislators inside the House, while also revoking the suspension of BJP MLAs.
Well, yes, you see, Archana, this will set an important precedent going forward for such assembly speakers' actions, and it is always a matter of precedent when the Supreme Court decides to step in. Remember, the Supreme Court has wide-ranging powers of judicial review, and although as a matter of tradition and protocol, the Supreme Court does not interfere in assembly matters and decisions, but this is a precedent which will go on to define such matters, where today the Supreme Court has said very categorically, like you rightly mentioned, that the suspension of 12 BJP MLAs from the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly for allegedly abusing and manhandling the Speaker is something which is irrational and also unconstitutional. As a matter of fact, we are in possession of the order copy that has been made available in the public domain by the top court a short while back, where the Supreme Court is clearly stating, and I quote from the order, the impugned resolution has been passed in abject violation of Article 14 of the Constitution in so much as no opportunity of hearing or at least furnishing the written explanation was given to the petitioners, in this case the suspended BJP MLAs. Further, a perusal of the impugned resolution shows there has been an utter non-application of mind in as much as there was no material available for identifying the 12 MLAs from a large crowd of people, unquote. So the Supreme Court is categorically stating that the action that happened was limited to one assembly session, and it is completely arbitrary and unconstitutional for that suspension to carry forward for so many days. And secondly, the Supreme Court is stating that from the crowd of that particular incident, there is no material available that identifies these 12 MLAs to be the purported mischief makers. Now, our viewers will recall that it was earlier that the Supreme Court had described also this move as being prima facie unconstitutional, since such a suspension cannot operate beyond 6 months owing to a constitutional bar. So this is the key here, that whether the actions of MPs or MLAs that have happened in one session, do they have the impact of carrying forward to the other session as well? As per this three-judge bench composition ruling of the Supreme Court, that is something that is constitutionally barred. So that is the biggest takeaway from this judgment that will go on to serve as a precedent in all likewise cases.
All right, thank you, Meenakshi, for helping us understand these very, very important observations made by the Supreme Court.